All right, good, good. Happy to see you again as well. All right, so everyone, we will be talking a lot about phonics today, and I loved the activities that we were doing today because they were some vocabulary activities, a lot of compound words. There was dragonfly. Do you remember the words that came out today before in the introductory session? It was dragonfly, brainstorm, desktop. So some fun activities to do in the classroom. You can actually put separate words on each card, and then if you shuffle it and mix it around, they can do little vocabulary activities with those as well. So apple, dragonfly could be mixed with apple, and it could be apple dragon. So there's a lot of creative ways to do vocabulary. So that was a great activity to do in the beginning. All right, so everyone, today, what can you read the title for me? Really loud with your outside voice. Can you read the title? Phonics to Writing, Creative Activities, Creative Techniques to Engage Young Learners. So we will talk about phonics and writing, and we will also be writing. So we all asked before the session to have 2 sheets of paper ready and also a pen as well. So if you have that, that is great. All right, so just to get started, I am from National Geographic Learning, and we have a very special mission. Can you tell me what the mission is? Can you type exercise your fingers, your happy fingers, and type in the chat box, what is National Geographic Learning's mission? Can you type in the chat box? Our mission is to bring the world to the classroom and the classroom to life. So type in the chat box. What are some keywords that you see on the screen? Type in the chat box. Words, important words like world and classroom to life. Yes, that is correct. Okay, world and life. Yeah, so remember that mission, bringing the world to the classroom and the classroom to life. Great job. All right, so we will be covering examples from Wonderful World, which includes a lot of real world content and also builds global competence. It includes a lot of 21st century skills and also visual literacy, and is aligned to the MOE curriculum. So I hope you enjoy the session and have great takeaways. All right, so everyone, let's reach up high in the sky. Can you reach high in the sky? And I want you to grab something. What do you want to grab? What do you want to grab? Do you want to grab an apple? A pen? Okay, good. You can grab a pen. What else do you want to grab? What about a fruit? Can you grab a fruit? What kind of fruit? You want to grab your breakfast. Good job. Apple, let's grab an apple. All right. Orange, can you grab an orange? Good. Reach high, high. A pomelo, good. And any others that you want to grab? Mango, good. And this is actually an exercise that you can do. It's you reach high up in the sky, you grab a fruit. So I'm going to grab a fruit, and then I'm going to squeeze it. Can you squeeze it really hard? Hard, hard, hard. Guava. Okay, let's squeeze the guava really hard. Let's squeeze the cucumber really hard, and the star fruit. All right. And then let's squeeze the lemon really hard. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then put it down on the ground. Okay? So one more time. Let's grab a grapefruit high in the sky, or a banana high in the sky from the tree. Bring it down, squeeze it, and then put it down on the ground. All right, so you're going to be doing a lot of activities with me today. So this was a quick exercise for you, and let's get started. All right, so remember we asked to bring a sheet of paper. So can you bring a sheet of paper and quickly, I know that you know how to make mini books, but if not, I'll just quickly show you how to make a mini book. Do you all know how to make a mini book with a sheet of paper? Do you know how to make a mini book? Type yes in the chat box or no in the chat box. That is fine. Yes, good job. No, good job. All right. Yes, yes, yes. No, no, yes. Yes, okay, good. So for those of you who are not familiar with making a mini book, All right, what you're going to do is you're going to fold your sheet of paper into 8 squares, so 8 rectangles. Can you do this very quickly because we're going to be doing some writing today. So we're going to make a mini book like this. So can you fold your sheet of paper into 8 squares? And then I want you to cut in the middle like here. All right, so cut in the middle because we're going to be writing. So I want you to quickly cut in the middle, make a little slit here through the middle, and then we're going to fold the sheet of paper like this. Okay, so I know that some of you are familiar, some aren't. So you're going to fold like this. So you have a sheet of paper and you're going to fold it like this. And then make a little mini book. All right, so many of you will be familiar with this. We're going to use this to write today. Okay, so moving on, we're talking about phonics. We will be doing a spelling activity. We will also be writing sentences, practicing writing sentences. And we will also talk about what good writing is, what good writing looks like for students and for teachers when we're teaching. We're going to talk about good traits of writing. So what is a good writing? What makes a good writing? So there are elements that make a good writing. Sometimes students just write sentences and that simple sentences, but we want to also talk about what good writing looks like. And then we're going to write about my day as well, or other topics, but we're going to focus on my day using your mini book that you have in front of you. All right, so let me just move on. All right, phonics. Can you tell me what these numbers mean? Can you type in the chat box, what do these numbers mean? 5, what does it stand for? 5. 5, 5, 5 what? Very good, 5 vowels, yes. What about 26? What does 26 stand for? 26 letters. And 44? What is 44? 44 sounds, right? So many of you will know there are 5 vowels, 26 letters of the alphabet, of course, and then 44 sounds in the English language. So what are some of those sounds? Let's look at them. And some of this might be a review for you, but there will also be some new content as well. So short vowel sounds, long vowel sounds, consonant blends, consonant digraphs, diphthongs, and R-controlled sounds. So short vowel sounds, can you give me some examples of short vowel sounds? That could be and so forth, right? Long vowel sounds are the A sounds, E, I, O, U sounds. Consonant blends. Let's look at some consonant blends later. Consonant digraphs are also consonants, but they all make up a certain sound. So consonant blends, can you give me some examples of consonant blends? Can you give me some examples of consonant blends? BL, right, bl. Anything else? St, spit. Right, dr, clip. That's right, excellent. What about consonant digraphs? Can you give me some examples of consonant digraphs? Can you give me some examples of consonant digraphs? Yes, pl. Okay, that is a consonant blend, right? What are digraphs? So diphthongs, they are sliding vowels, and R-controlled sounds are we call them the bossy R sound. So these are sounds like or and so forth. So I will give you some examples of these later. All right, so for a long vowel sounds, I like to use the chant, when 2 vowels are walking, the first one does the talking. It's not always this case, but this is a fun chant to use with students. When 2 vowels are walking, so O and A, these are vowels. And which one is louder, O or the A? Can you type in the chat box, which one is louder, O or A? Which one is louder? O, right. So when two vowels are walking, the first one usually does the talking. So the O is louder. So can you just put your 2 fingers up here and then make it look like the vowels are walking like this? Can you walk, walk, walk like this? Great job. All right, so you're walking. When 2 vowels are walking, the first one does the talking. Talking. Can you do that with your fingers? And let's try it, okay? When 2 vowels are walking, can you look at me and then look at the fingers and do the same actions that I do? When 2 vowels are walking, the first one does the talking. All right. And can you teach it to your partner? Let's imagine that you have a partner next to you. So when 2 vowels are walking, the first one does the talking. All right. Great job. Okay, so that's a quick vowel chant that you can do. And of course, here you have road. So when 2 vowels are walking, the first one does the talking. Now, consonant blends you mentioned are sounds like b and l brought together. So it's bl. So how many sounds is a consonant blend here? So there are 2 letters, B and L, 2 consonants. How many sounds does it make? Right, Nyung, it makes 2 sounds. So there are 2 sounds, 2 consonants, and 2 sounds. What about this one? 2 consonants, PR, 2 sounds. Pr. Can you say it together with me? Pr. Good job. What about digraphs? Digraphs are, we have 2 consonants, but they make 1 sound. Very good. So digraphs, they make 1 sound. Very good. Shh. So if you said it like, if you said SH like a consonant blend, how would it sound? It would sound like S, right? But we don't say S. We don't say shop, hopping. We say shopping, right? So consonant digraphs are 2 consonants that make 1 sound. What about this one? Is it kh, kh, kh? No, right? It's ch, ch. Very good. So it makes 1 sound. So consonant digraphs are 2 consonants that make 1 sound. And usually we need to teach this in chunks to students. So when we teach this to students, we usually bring them together and combine them to teach them to the students. All right, so let's look at this phonics chant here. So let's look at the name of the sound. What's the name of this letter? It's A, right? It's A. But what's the sound of it usually? When we teach them the letter A, how do you say it? You would normally say it A, eh, right? So my name is A, and the sound is eh, eh, eh. This is the chant that I usually use with, I would use with students. So let's say it together. My name is A, and I want you to say it really loud. Ready, steady, go. My name is A, and the sound is ah, ah, ah. Can you say that together with me? Ready? Go. My name is A, and the sound is ah, ah, ah. Remember, yes, it has to be a short vowel here because it's the beginning set. Usually the beginning level, we usually teach the short vowels. So my name is A, and the sound is ah, ah. Good job, Lutilan. Okay, what about this one? Let's do it together. I taught you that chant. Now I want you to apply it to this letter and sound. How are you going to say it? My name is B, and the sound is... Very good. My name is B, and the sound is... Good job. Fantastic. Lovely. What about this one now? I want you to try it. Ready? Go.
My name is C. The sound is
Good job. Yes. So remember, when we're teaching them the students, the sounds, always make sure that you teach them the first, the initial sounds, so that they're familiar with the sounds and the name of the letter as well. So my name is C, and the letter and the sound is k, k, k. All right, so that would be kind of the beginning entry level of teaching them the phonics, and also make sure that when you students really come with very limited exposure. I know that some students they are taught English at home sometimes, but many of the students, I don't know about your setting, but I would think that some of the students they have exposure to English at home sometimes because they practice, but some don't. And the important thing about phonics is that we want students to listen for the sounds as much as possible. So when you're in class, remember to sound it out, but also to have the students listen to the sounds as much as possible. And in Wonderful World, you will have a lot of audio in your book. So make sure that you'd make the most use of that audio. Let them listen as much as possible. They need that listening exposure to get better at speaking and to be able to differentiate the sounds and to be better at writing and spelling as well. All right, so what is this? This is from Wonderful World. Remember, National Geographic Learning is all about bringing the world to the classroom. This is something, you put it on your head. What is it? What is it? It's a it's a crazy hat. Yes, it's a hat. It's a circus hat. Very good. Any others? What is it? It's a hat. Good job. So when we teach this, we say at, right? Okay, I want you to think about the word hat. When you're teaching it to your students, hat. This is a beginning word usually. Hat. Yes, it's a crazy hat. When you're teaching this to your students, normally we say hat, at, okay? So now I want you to think about what I'm saying, at, and think about the sounds that you hear. How many sounds do you hear in at? It's a warm hat, it's a strange hat. 3, right? At. Yes. Can you just hold on to your fingers like this? At. 3 sounds, right? At. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to draw 3 boxes. So normally this is called a sound box, or sometimes we call it Elkonin boxes. It's really, really good for students to isolate the sounds, segment it, and blend it. But it also is very important because it helps with phonics and to help with spelling later. So how many sounds did we say we hear in hat? We hear 3 sounds. At. Okay, now I want you to draw 3 boxes on the board. And you can have this as a worksheet, or you can have it drawn on the board. Or with students, they can just draw 3 lines if they want, but I just drew these 3 boxes. Okay, now what I want you to do is when I say a sound from this word, I want you to point to that box. Okay, so let's point to the box. So number 1 box is h, number 2 box is a, and number 3 box is t. Okay, ready? Are you ready? Let's get your I already see a lot of annotations. Yeah, Le Timin. All right, so we already know because we're teachers, but with your fingers, I want you to use your fingers. And what I want you to do is I want you to point to hit, the box where it says hit. Okay, good. Let's point to the a box. Good job. And let's point to the t box. Good job. So that's what you would be doing. You first just look at the boxes, the empty boxes, and point to each box where each sound is represented. Okay, so let's point to a, the box a. Which box is it? Which box would you point to? Number 2 box, right? I want you to point to t. Where's t? Which box is it? Number 3 box, right? Very good. Yes. So in the very beginning, that's what I want you to do. Just point to those boxes. And then when they're familiar with those, isolating those sounds, then you can go into the next phase and then write the sounds for each box. So as Li Timin already wrote in the beginning, The first box would be he, so it's an H, right? And the second box would be A, and the third box would be T. So that's how you would develop that sound and letter correspondence. So in the beginning, you just use your fingers or your pencil to mark which box is which sound, and then you can go on and then write that in the box. Okay, so this is a really, really good practice for the students. Another, teachers, we all want more resources. So this is a website that I like to use. It's from the University of Florida Literacy Institute. And if you go to the resources section on this website and you scroll down midway, you will find the digital app. And this is called Virtual Blending Board. So if you go into the University of Florida Literacy Institute website, on the resources tab, you will be able to find this in midway. And, if you have screens and you're using screens in your classroom, it's a really, really great way because you can just use these tiles and just click on the tiles. So, heh, and then the middle sounds, you see the initial beginning sounds here, the middle sounds, and then the end sounds. And you can choose more sounds or more tiles to use, more letters to use to create words. So you can, take about maybe 5 minutes of your lesson to quickly manipulate the sounds, the letters, and then help students to read the words, also to spell the words as well. So here you have hat. I clicked on B, so I got bad, and then and I clicked on D, so here, and then you can also select more tiles. So I selected maybe TR and so forth. So you can see that there are consonant blends, and also there's a lot of consonant digraphs as well. So it's a great practice to do, and it's very intuitive. So you can go in and use it very quickly, click on the tiles, and then you can create more words and sounds and quickly read it with your students. And then you can also manipulate them and help them with their spelling as well. So sound boxes, they're great tools. They are very low preparation. You don't need to create materials. You can just draw it on the board, or you can draw it with the students, and then they just point to each sound. So let's practice with this. What is this? What is this word? It's a boot, right? It's a boot. Very good. So let's boots. Yes. Okay. So let's think of boots. Okay. Now, what sound do you hear in boots? You hear b, ooh, t, s. Okay, so let's try it. B, ooh, t, s. Good job. So how many sounds do you hear in boots? B, ooh, t, s. Very good. 4 sounds. Very, very good. 4 sounds. So you're going to draw 4 boxes. So let's draw 4 boxes like this. And then what we would do is, where is the ooh sound? Where's ooh? Where does ooh go? In number 2 box, right? Where is t? In number 3 box. Good. And where's s? S? Very good. Number 4. Yes. So that's how you would do it. And I'm not saying do this for every single word. No. You can just pick one word or one sound that you would like to focus on and use the sound box. It's really efficient. And then what you would do is, okay, now you know where ooh is. So number 2 would be ooh, right? Now let's think about the sound ooh. What letters make up the ooh sound? Can you tell me what letters make up the ooh sound in boots? Very good. Yes, ooh makes, so O makes ooh. right? So that's how you would use this. And you can do this with any word that you're teaching for phonics. And this really helps with spelling as well, and also helps them to isolate the sounds and really listen for those sounds. So try this activity with your students, and I'm sure that you would be able to, sorry. Yeah, use this in your class. So did you find this useful? Would you use it in your class? Type yes in the chat box or type no in the chat box. Yes, 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 yes. It's very easy to use. Great job. All right, and of course you can use it with more sounds, of course, and you can just keep a template like this, like a worksheet, and then when you need to use it, pull it up, and when you don't need to use it, just keep it on your side, to the side. Okay, so this was actually taken from Wonderful World boots, and you can also do it with trousers. One thing about that is with trousers, you can separate them into single sounds like t and r, but usually we teach these in chunks because they're consonant blends. Tr, 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 tr could go into one box. Tr, it would be single boxes, but you can also put them in one box and then kind of put a dotted line between in the box. So it's t and r, and usually tr is tr, right? There's also tree and so forth. So that's how you would do it. And ow is one sliding vowel, so it's you could do o and u and so forth. So just letting them know about the different sounds, the letters that make up different sounds. All right, now another activity, thumbs up and thumbs down. So I'm going to ask you, can you hear a T in the word? So I'm going to call out some words for you, and you have to tell me if you can hear a T in the word. Okay, so are you ready? Get your thumbs up and get your thumbs down. If you hear it, you go thumbs up. If you don't hear it, go thumbs down. Are you ready? Yes? Okay. So remember, don't look at the word. I'm just going to say it to you and just listen to the words. Okay? So dog. Do you hear a T in dog? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Very good. Thumbs down. Good job. What about vet? Do you hear a T in vet? Vet. Vet. Thumbs up. Good. Okay, I'm going to ask you just based on what we learned today. So, vet. Vet. How many sounds do you hear in vet? Vet. Vet. 3. Good. Where's the t sound? Where's the t sound? Where is the t sound? Which box? Number 3 box. Yes, very good. Okay, hat. Do you hear a T in hat? Good job. Yes. Do you hear a T in dig? Dig? No, very good. Thumbs down. Okay. Do you hear a T in cat? Cat. Yes. Thumbs up. And mat? Thumbs up. Very good. Yes. So this is a quick listening activity to get them to differentiate the sounds and make sure that they are aware of the sounds. Okay. This is a quick phonics ladder activity that I used before. You can put a word in the very bottom. It could be any word or a nonsense word as well. It does not matter. This is the part where they're trying to listen for the sounds. Okay, so bug in the beginning, and then you can just change one letter, one sound, and then everything should be the same. Okay, so you can do this in pairs. So I'm going to be playing with a partner, or you can do it individually. All right, so I'm going to change one letter. I changed U to A, so this became a bag. What do you want to change now? What letter do you want to change? Okay, you want to make it big? It's actually a different one, I think. Yeah, so here it's bat, and then cat, and then cop. Yeah, so every student will have a different word at the top. Every group has a different word. And this is a fun activity to do. And students want to keep going up and up and up the ladder. So it's a great way to help them practice, to blend the sounds, isolate the sounds, and then read, decode that sound, read that word. Okay, so it could be a nonsense word or it could be a real word. Another activity that I like to do is, with students, to help them to speed read. You can also do this quick activity where you write the words that you taught in the very beginning throughout the lesson, and at the end, what they do is they read as fast as they can. So let's just read. You can put them into groups, and then you say, okay, group A, read orange, group B, read blue, and then group C, read green. You can do it that way, or you can just have one list on the board, and then they read it as fast as they can. And if you like, you can time it. That's really up to you. You can just pull maybe 5 students out to the front and quickly have them read. All right, so ready, set, go. Can you read one line for me? Let's read the orange line as fast as we can. Ready, set, go. Cat, bird, dog, fish, rabbit, funny. Good job. And it took me 3 seconds to read it. So you write that on the board and you time them. And this helps to build fluency. So it's a great activity to do with your students. Now we're going to do a quick spelling activity. But before we do that, let's just get familiar with the words of the week. Okay, so can you read the words from the yellow boxes here? So Friday, Sunday, Thursday, what else do you see here? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Yes. Can you put them in order from Sunday?
Sunday,
as fast as you can. Sunday,
Tuesday,
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Friday, Saturday,
and Sunday. Yeah, very good. Saturday. Good job. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick spelling activity. And what spelling activities do you do in class? Do you do any spelling activities where you help them practice? What kind of activities do you do? Do you just make them write as many words as they can? What spelling activities? All right. So I'm going to show you a quick activity that you can do with your students. So you can just fold your sheet of paper into 6 squares like this, or draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little spaces, and you can also draw squares below to make a little table like this. So can you just quickly draw maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's draw 6 spaces going across, 6 columns, and then maybe 2 or 3. You can do 2 or 3 or 4. It depends on how many rows you would like. So, but you must have 6 columns and draw as many rows as you want. Okay, so I drew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows and 6 columns. Okay, so how many days of the week are there? These are the vocabulary words that I want you to spell. So here are the words that I want you to practice spelling. And so here, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Can you spell these words for me? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. One is missing because we only have 6. So I just choose 6 vocabulary words that I want students to practice spelling. Yes, Saturday is missing. Good job. Missing Saturday. Yeah, good job. Yeah, so this is because there are only 6 columns, and that's fine. So I just want you to practice spelling some of these words. This is a dice game that you can do with your students. And so I can use this little die here. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see my die? Yes? This is my camera. Yes. It's floating. Good job. So you need to have a little die like this, and then you can throw it, and so small. Yes, it's a small die. But sometimes some students, what they did was, because we didn't have die, what they did was they drew. This is a six. It has six sides, pencil. So they wrote 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the pencil sides, and they started rolling it to make a little die effect. So yeah, students, they're creative all the time. So you can have a die like this, or you can, use whatever cards you have, or you can just have students choose a number and so forth. Okay, so what we do is, if you throw a die and you want to practice, first of all, this is a spelling activity, so we want students to practice. You throw a 1, where are you going to write your word? You're going to write your number 1 word on the first column. Okay, now it's my partner's turn. You can do that with your partner, or you can do it individually. So it really depends on how you set up this activity. So I'm going to throw another die, and now this time I rolled a 3. So we're going to write my word. I'm going to write it under Tuesday. Good. So what we're doing is, these words are racing at the very top. These words are racing to the finish line. And the column which is completed first is the winning word. Okay, so for example, now I'm going to throw the die again. It's my turn. Oh, and I roll a 3. So where am I going to write the word? Under Tuesday. So I write Tuesday. Good job. And then I throw the die again. And this time I get a 4. So I'm going to write my word. Yeah, if the side is 3, students say the day of the week. Yeah, that's a good one, actually. Kao Huyen. Good job. Yes, Tuesday. And you can do that, and they can write it, right? This is a spelling activity, so I want students to write. They can say the word as well. And then, I throw another 3, and this time I get another Tuesday, right? And I throw another die, and this time I get 6. So I write Friday, and I roll the die again, and I get a 3. So where do I write the word? I write Tuesday here. And which is the winning word then? What's the winning word? What is the winning word? The winning word is Tuesday. So this is the winner. So you can see here that they get to practice spelling the word, and they keep practicing it till they get the first column completed. And so it really builds engagement, and students really want to try spelling the word. And sometimes what happens is they want to keep spelling and writing the words, and they want to fill up the whole column. Students say, students write the word. This is a spelling activity. So you can help them say the word, and then they have to write the word. This is a spelling activity. So the aim of the game is to fill up one column as fast as they can with the die. Okay, so you just roll the die, and then you get a 2. Where do you have to write your word? Under Monday. And then they keep rolling the die until they fill up one column, and then they say winner. So winning word, I have a winning word. And so it could be any word, right? Some students might end up with Friday. Some students might end up with Monday as the winning word. Who finishes first is the winner? Oh, yes, this is actually a good question, because it really depends on how you set up this activity. You can make it so that one column is the winning word, right? So Jessica might have Monday. She ends up with Monday as the winning word. Or Paul, he ends up with Thursday as the winning word. So it really depends. Or you can just say, everyone, if you finish one column, just raise your hand. Or if you finish the whole column, raise your hand. And sometimes what students do is, I'm finished, and then you give them more time to make more winning words. So it's really up to you. You can make it very flexible. This is a very, very flexible activity, and you can just have one empty sheet of paper, or you can have a sheet of paper with just columns across from 1 to 6, and then rows as much as you want. Lots of times students want more rows, so they want to keep writing and writing, and I had students who did not want to stop. They just want to keep spelling. And then what you do is, oh, Jessica, you have one winning word. Your winning word was Tuesday. I want you to come to the front, and I want you to write Tuesday without looking at your the word. Okay, so they have to spell it in front of the class. So it's a great way to do spelling, and you can do this with sentences as well. I did it with sentences, but in the beginning you can just do it with letters. If the students are better at words, then they can write words. If you have higher level students where they have to write sentences, you can do simple sentences with this. Make them write sentences in each space. So different sentences, short sentences. All right. So yes, it's a very interesting way to teach writing and spelling. Yeah, it is actually. And it's fun too. And they get engaged. They want to practice. And sometimes I said, you have to have nice handwriting. If it's not nice handwriting, then it doesn't count, because sometimes they want to just write fast, but you also want to check for their penmanship as well. So good handwriting is also important. All right, another sentence writing activity. This. Think about the word this. How many sounds does this have? I want you to think about the sound box that we just saw in the beginning. How many sounds does this have? Oh, good job, everyone. The, I, s. The, I, s. It's 3 sounds. So how many boxes? 3 boxes. Right. Very good. Yes, because TH is a digraph. TH is a digraph, meaning that TH, they're 2 consonants, but they make 1 sound. We don't say th, right? We say the when they're combined together. It's the. So it's 3 sounds. So the, I, s, 3 sounds. So 3 spaces in a box, right? This. Good job. Now, so I'm just going to give some examples, students' names. So let's say Chi. Okay, Chi, I want you to come to the front, and I want you to write this on the board at the very top. Good job. And then Jessica, come to the front. Next, she's going to write this is. So we're going to build a little pyramid like this, and then they have to keep writing this is and expanding the sentence. This is my hat. So this helps later with dictation as well, because sometimes, when students, when I do dictation activities with students, what happens is when I call out the sentence, this is my hat, they don't really recognize the boundaries between words. So this is my hat. This is my hat. It's a connected speech, right? This is my hat. How many words are there in this is my hat? This is my hat. How many words are there in this is my hat? Very good. There are 4 words. Very good. Now, this is really important because when students have very limited exposure to English, sometimes they're not able to differentiate the number of words, So this is a good practice for them. This is my hat. This is my, first of all, they're writing the words, okay? But we also want them to listen to the sentence as well. That's why I'm saying in Wonderful World, there are lots of opportunities for students to listen to sentences. Make them listen to the sentences as much as possible. This is so important. Sometimes as teachers, we jump right into just, trying to help students read, right? But in order for them to decode and read, they need to have exposure to listening. They have to listen to English as much as possible. So this is my hat is 4 words. So what I'm going to ask you to do now is I want you to draw 4 lines. That is what we're going to do later. So this is a dictation activity. Another way to do, and then what we do is after they build a sentence pyramid, this is my hat. What we do is we can erase the words. Okay, I'm going to erase a few words from here, and then you have to try to guess what it is. Okay, so this, and then they spell it in again. So this is a quick spelling activity, but also to help them, write full sentences. Okay, now comes the challenging part. Remember, I asked you how many words are there in "this is my hat." So I just drew circles, but you can do lines. Okay, so how many lines are there in "this is my hat"? 4. Good job. Okay, how many lines are there in "I am happy"? How many lines? How many lines in "I am happy"? How many words? Good job. How many lines, okay, how many words would you have to draw if it's "he is at home"? How many words? He is at home. 4 words, right? So 4 lines. Okay, good. How many lines, how many words are there in "my name is Sam"? My name is Sam. Yes, 4. Good job. Yes, so you see here what I'm getting at. I am trying to ask you to help students recognize how many words there are in a sentence. This helps with dictation later on and listening and also spelling as well. So now sentence writing, I'm going to ask you to write a sentence, but I want you to first draw lines for the words, okay? So I'm going to ask you to write "I am happy," and I want you to draw the number of lines there are. I am happy. How many lines? 3. Okay, so draw 3 lines. 1, 2, 3. Draw 3 lines. Good. Now I want you to write "I am happy" on the line. I am happy. Good job. Yeah, draw. Okay, so I'm going to ask you this time, "My name is Sam." How many lines are you going to draw? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 4, good. Now I want you to write "My name is Sam." I want you to write that sentence on each line. I want you to write the word on each line. Good job. Yes. So this helps with dictation. Sometimes when students do dictation activities, and you list out sentences or sentences that you want them to write, what happens is, "What, teacher? Can you repeat again? Repeat again? Repeat again?" And it does not become a dictation activity. So what you do is you have to help them to realize how many words there are first, and then have them write after that. Okay, so make them listen first, think about how many words there are, and then apply that listening into their sentence writing. Okay, so dictation activity. So here, this one is, this is the activity that I wanted you to do, and I want you to think, okay, so I'm going to call out this sentence, and remember, imagine you do not see it. "He is a photographer." How many lines would you draw? Yes, it's only 4 lines, right? It's only 4 lines. Very good. Now, I want you to write the word in each line. "He is a photographer." Right. Good job. And so write the sentence on each line. And this helps when you're doing a lot of sentences, maybe 3 or 4 sentences in a row. Just help them first visualize how many words, listen to how many words there are, visualize that and put that into a line, and then have them write the word on the line. Okay? All right. Another thing that we like to do is remember in Wonderful World, there are a lot of visual, like photography is our identity. National Geographic Learning is really known for its amazing photography and from around the world. This is in Quebec City in Canada. And what do you see on the picture here? What do you see on the photo? What do you see on the photo? Yeah, umbrellas. What colors do you see? They're colorful, right? What colors do you see? Many colors, right? Can you type some of the colors? Hanging umbrellas. Good. Can you type some of the colors? Red, blue, many colors, yellow. Very good. Yes. So, one of the things that we want to do, and this also leads into a writing activity, is to help students ask questions. Now, what do you see, or where is it? When is it? How many red umbrellas do you see? How many colors do you see? Those are all questions that you can ask. So I'm going to ask you, can you create a question with what? Create a question with what? Can you type one question with what? Can you write it? Yes, what can you see? Very good. What? What are these? Good. What can you see? What color can you see? Very good. What about where? Where? Can you create a question with where? Where? Yes, where is it? Very good. Where is this? Very good. Where is this place? Where are the umbrella? Very good. Yes, where are the umbrellas? Good. Now, when? Can you make a question with when? Can you make a question with when? When do you, yeah, when did you see them? When is this? Oh, that's a good one. When do you need an umbrella? When do you use umbrellas? Right. When do you go to school? Very good. When do you use umbrellas? Good. Yes, yes, yes. When did you see? Where? Okay, good, good, good. What about how? How? Can you create a question with how? Yeah. How do you travel to Canada? That's a good one. How do you use umbrellas? How many umbrellas are there? Yeah. How can we get the umbrellas? Yes. How do you use the umbrellas? How could, yeah, oh wow. How could people hang these umbrellas? I'm curious as well. How do they hang these umbrellas? Oh, how many colors do you see? How are these umbrellas? Right. So many questions, right? So we want students to be able to build questions. In Wonderful World, there are a lot of questions and answers, and they have in the grammar sections as well, and in the writing as well. But I want you to also use these pictures as a way to build questions. And the reason why is because questions are so important in writing, and I will tell you why. How was the weather? That's a good one. How many umbrellas do you see? So one way to do that is previously when I was teaching, this is actually an alpha chart, we had what we call a question hand. So my questions, I had students trace their hand on a sheet of paper. Yeah, how do you feel about umbrellas? Yes. How do you feel about long umbrellas, right? Sometimes they're difficult to carry around, right? So here, what we would do is we would trace our right hand. So can you imagine that you are tracing your right hand? Trace, trace, trace your right hand, and then write the question word that students would need to use. So I wanted them to get used to the word who, what, where, when, and how. I wanted them to become familiar with these question words so that they could use these to create questions that they could say, keep saying. Okay, so these are the main question words that you can use: who, what, where, when, how, when you want to create a sentence, a question, right? So what they did was they traced their right hand and then they write who, what, where, when, how. And what we did was we just put this in the back of the book. So let's imagine that this is your book. So imagine this is your book, okay? And in the book, we had students write this, and then they kept this hand paper in the back. We stuck it in the back with glue, and so whenever they had to create a question, they would look in the back of the book. Oh, can you see it? Yeah. So when they look in the back inside cover of the book, so they stuck it in the back of the book, and then when they wanted to create questions, they could look at the back and then look at their fingers and then think about, oh, what question can I write or create? So this is a good way of visually showing how you can have questions at your hand, at your fingertips. Okay, so just have these with you, and they're great tools to use. If you have higher level students, higher grades, where they can just do this, tweens, like teenagers, they can do this. So you can have this question matrix where you have who, what, where, when, where, why, how, and then have several words here, like accompanying words like who is, who did, who can, who would, and what will, and then just continue using these throughout. And the higher, the lower you go, for example, here to the bottom, there are more higher order thinking skills that require a lot of critical thinking, like when will, where will, why will, or how might something, and you can just add in words that you would like for students to use to create questions. Another way to do that would be question cards. Each student creates their own question as they read. So every student can have one question. They have to create one question about the reading, and they can just, help students to build and formulate questions. It could be just a very simple question like, what is she doing, or what can she do? What is it today, or what is this, and so forth. And then every student has to create one question, and then they say their question to the class, and students try to answer it. That's the beginning of creating a question. And questions are important because they are also important in writing as well. So now we're going to do a quick writing activity and use your skills that you learned throughout this session to write about your day. Okay, so what day is it today? Or think about a day that was special for you. So in the past week, what's one day that was really special? And think about that day, and then we will write about that day. Okay, so let's say, for example, last Sunday, I went to a museum, and it was really fun. So I'm going to write about that day. Or it could just be about your school day. Okay, it could be about an ordinary day. That is fine. Okay, so now let's think about good writing, and just have that in your mind, and then we're going to do a quick writing as we go along. So good writing. So when you think about a good writing piece, what does a good writing have? It has great ideas, so it should have a clear idea. Okay. What does good writing have? Can you tell me some elements of good writing? Logic, yeah, good job. Nice word, logic, yes, definitely. Any others? What does good writing have? Yes, good vocabulary, good idea, good word choice. Any others? Linking words, yes, good job. Grammar, good job. Logic, yes. Any others? Yes, good structure. Linking word, content, yes. Any others? Yes, good structure, good idea. That's all correct. Yes. So good writing has great ideas. It's a clear idea that you need to formulate and deliver through writing. Supported sentences, organization, structure, word choice, and sentence fluency. I think someone said sentence fluency, right? And voice and conventions. So good writing has these we call idea, organization, or structure. Word choice, definitely. Good vocabulary. Sometimes we use words too often, like say, then we don't want to repeat that word. We have different ways of saying say, for example, whispered, he shouted, or he mentioned or suggested. So different ways of replacing words. Sentence fluency is another thing that's quite important, and it happens with students writing, where sentence fluency is sometimes not there. So I want to show you an example of sentence fluency. And voice. Yeah, good phonics is also very important. They need to be able to spell the words, write the words, and in order to do that, they need to be able to have the phonics skills, right? So that's very important. Make sure that they listen as much as possible, then link the sounds to the letters. So spelling is also very important. Voice is also something very, very important in student writing, and we don't focus much on voice as well. So I want to show you what voice is in writing and conventions. Conventions are things like mechanics, for example. Did you put a period at the end and then a comma and so forth? So these are some examples of good writing. So a good writing usually has a main idea. And I think I did this before with our teachers last time, and this is called the paragraph chant. So main idea is usually a little cloud. So it's at the very top. There's a big cloud, and then there's details. So details are like a paragraph is a rectangle, right? There's a main idea at the very top, and then there's a detail. And then you have to explain that sentence a little bit, just a little bit. So there's an explain. And then you can also write another detail, and you can explain it again. And then you wrap it all up. Okay, so let's just do this as a chant together. And for those of you who remember the chant from last time, you can just review it. So let's do this together. So can you see my hand? Like this. Let's make a rectangle. Paragraph. Can you say that? Paragraph. Make a rectangle. Say it loud. Very good. Paragraph. Good job. Main idea. Make a little cloud, a circle. Okay? Main idea. Main idea. Good job. And then detail. Explain. Detail. Explain. And then wrap it all up. All right? So do it again. Paragraph. Main idea. Detail. Explain. Detail. Explain. Wrap it all up. Okay? So I'm just going to imagine that I can hear you really loud. I want you to say it without looking at the screen and do this chant using your movement. Okay, ready, set, go. And I'm not going to show it to you, so it's your turn now. Ready, set, go. Did you do it? Yes? Type yes in the chat box if you're able to memorize it. Yes. Yes? Yes, yes, yes. Great. Yes. So yes, this is actually a visual way of showing what a paragraph looks like. There's always a main idea, a main sentence. There's a detail. And then there's one or two sentences that clarify that detail. And then you have to wrap it up. The wrap up is usually when it's very lower level students where they are still learning how to formulate a paragraph. You can just have them write a feeling about that topic. Okay, so that's how you create voice. Okay, so this is the structure of a paragraph. It should have a clear organization and a main idea, detail, explain, and wrap it all up. Now, this is sentence fluency. This happens a lot with student writing, especially in the lower levels where they're still learning to write sentences. As they go up to a higher level, though, you should help them to have better sentence fluency skills. So one of the things that we can do is show this. Now, which picture do you think represents a good paragraph? Can you tell me, A or B? I just put little rods there and made them, colorful rods. Which one is a good paragraph, A or B? Okay, some people say B, some people say A. Why? Imagine this is a paragraph. A is a paragraph, B is a paragraph. Why do you think B is better, or why do you think A is better? Logic, yeah, good. Logic, yeah. Yeah. The answer is A. Now, it depends on how you look at this, but from a sentence fluency perspective, sentence fluency means that in a paragraph, sentences should vary in length. If you have the same sentence every time with the same length, it does not create rhythm in a paragraph. So when you create a good paragraph usually has sentences with different lengths. And this creates rhythm in writing. Very, very important, especially if you go to higher levels where they have to write a lot. Sometimes students' writing gets it gets mundane in a way. Spiders have 8 legs. They live in the forest. They sometimes they live in the house. So it becomes very mechanical and very drill-like. So sentence fluency means that you create rhythm. It's another way of saying rhythm. So how do we create rhythm? We create rhythm by changing the length of the sentences. And one way to do that, you can say, okay, I want you to make different lengths of sentences. You can do it that way, just make it easier. Or if you want to help practice that, you can just use little die like this and then say, okay, throw the die, I want you to write a sentence using 6 words, or I want you to write a sentence using 1 word. How could you write a sentence using 1 word? It could be something like, wow, or oh, no, using 2 words. So things like that. And that's how you would vary the length of the sentence. Yeah, very good. Form of a paragraph A is better. You need comma and dot to make it clear. Yes. So this is a visual way of showing what a good paragraph looks like. It should have different lengths of sentences. The sentences should be different in length. Another thing, last time we talked about how punctuation marks are very important. Well, in writing, when you're actually writing, this becomes another tool to use to form or show your feeling. So, for example, let's say, here, of course, in punctuation and reading, you can also make sure that they recognize the punctuation importance by helping them paste or write these punctuation marks. So just help them recognize that punctuation marks are important in reading. But in writing, these are also important as well. For example, let's just look at this one from Wonderful World. I just took out all the punctuation marks. So where are you going to put the punctuation? What punctuation are you going to put in this first line? Look, this is Joel. If you want to give it more excitement, how are you going to put it? Yes. So see how you can change the feeling by just using punctuation marks. Look, exclamation mark. Look, this is Joel. Period. He is taking photos of a sea lion, and it could be an exclamation mark at the end, right? Or you could put a period at the end. So you can change the atmosphere of your writing by changing the punctuation marks you use. Okay, so this creates voice in writing. Voice in writing means that it shows that the writer cares about something. It shows the feeling of the writer. For example, when students write about spiders, they can write, this is a spider, it has 8 legs, it lives in the house, it lives outside. Does that have voice? Does that sound like you care? No. So to help students to care about writing, about their topic, is to help them use punctuation marks efficiently. It creates mood in the writing. So one way to do that is they can use exclamation marks, or they can also use question marks. They can ask questions in writing. Lots of times they just write facts. Fact after fact after fact. I want you to write about spiders, as I mentioned before. Spiders have 8 legs, spiders live in the house, spiders live outside. That's all just fact, and it's dumping facts onto paper. We don't want to do that. We want students to care about the writing. We want students to care about the topic that they are writing about. And when they're doing that, one way to do that is to show it through punctuation marks. We want students to talk in their writing. When you talk with a person, do you just write, hi Chi, my name is Julie, I am cool, I am feeling good today. Do you do that? No. When you're talking with a person, what do? We can ask questions, we can talk about our feelings. So when they're writing on paper, when they're writing about themselves, they can write facts, but they can also write feelings, and then they can also ask questions. Okay, that's why we talked about how to formulate questions in the beginning. Questions are very important because they can put that into their writing. All right. So, wow, that's cool. He's a photographer. So you can see that I took some of the punctuation marks out, and see how it changes the mood of the whole atmosphere of this conversation. And you can show that with very simple text from Wonderful World, or the writing examples already have that in their writing models. Another example, feelings are important. Remember, we used punctuation marks. For example, here you can just talk about the feeling. You can like it. You can, in winter, how do you feel in winter? In summer, how do you feel? Do you like summer? It's hot. Do you like hot? No. Okay, so I don't like summer. It's hot. That's how you would show a feeling, right? What about winter? In Hanoi, let's say, for example, you're in Hanoi and it's fall, okay, or how is it like? It's cold. Do you like cold? Some people like cold, right? Cold and wet. Do you like cold and wet? No, everyone says no. All right, so then you say, I don't like the cold and hot weather. So that's a kind of feeling that you're expressing, an opinion that you're expressing, right? So in writing, when you're writing about yourself, it's good to show that feeling, okay? I don't like winter, it's too cold. Very good. Yeah, in the writing examples in Wonderful World, the writing models already articulate some of this. For example, in this writing model, it says, summer is my favorite season. In summer, I play with my friends. We go to the pool. It already shows you how this person feels about summer. Summer is my favorite season. In summer, I play with my friends. We go to the pool, okay? So this is a writing model from Wonderful World. And in Wonderful World, all of the writing models are in the unit. And then students use this writing model to write. Okay, now we're going to, based on what we've just learned, I want you to quickly write about your day. Remember that we said we would write about our day. And this is, in the morning I get up, then I get dressed, I go to the kitchen, and what do you think this word is? And I have breakfast, good. Then I go to school. At 12 o'clock, I Have lunch, good. At school, I eat some chicken and an apple. Yum! Do you see this? Yum! One word sentence, very good. And what does it show? What does yum tell you about this person? What does this yum tell you about this person? This person likes chicken and apple, and it's good, yes. In the afternoon, I go home and I do my homework. At 6 o'clock, I have dinner with my family. We watch TV in the living room. Then I go to bed at 9 o'clock. Very good. So you can see that there's a little bit of that. This is actually, it's not, I don't think it's a writing lesson, but I just chose this because it was also about our day. But you can see here, it has some examples of sentence fluency and also voice as well. This person likes lunch, all right? And you can see here that it's structured nicely. So I want you to write about your day. And this is the task that I'm going to give you. I want you to write about your day. And I want you to use, first of all, I want you to use one question, okay? I want you to use one question, and I want you to make the sentence lengths different. And I want you to, remember to write one question in your day paragraph, okay? So quickly, can you think about what you did in your day? Write one question inside your paragraph, and also write about a feeling, okay? So quickly, I'm just going to give you about 1 minute, very quickly. Can you write about your day? And you can write in your chat box. It doesn't have to be a secret. It could be a daily routine or some special day that you had or some special day that you will have. So just think about a paragraph and think about the organization, the sentence lengths, and write a question and a feeling as well. Okay? So you should have about 4 or 5 sentences there. All right? So just quickly, because we're trying to kind of go through all of this in a very quick hour. This is not for one lesson. You can just teach this gradually as well. All right, so who would like to share their day paragraph? Okay, so who would like to share? I will share mine first. So I get up. I am so tired. I have breakfast. I have noodles. And then I like noodles. I put on my jacket. Oh no, it is late. I run to school. So this is my day paragraph. Yeah. So did I put, for here, I didn't put a question, but what kind of question could I put in here? What kind of question do you think I could put inside this paragraph? Julie is tired because she hasn't had any coffee, says Chi. Yes. I have noodles. Do you like noodles? So I can talk to the reader, right? I get up, I'm so tired. So writing is like talking to the reader. I get up, I'm so tired. I have breakfast. I have noodles. Do you like noodles? I like noodles. I put on my jacket. Oh no, it's late. I run to school. So that's how you can create a quick paragraph using maybe one question, or you could say you don't have to use a question. You can just say, just use a punctuation, one exclamation, and so forth. You can do it that way. Or you can say you have to have one sentence with one exclamation mark. You have to have one sentence with one feeling. So depending on the level of the students and what they are learning, you can vary the task as you go along. Okay? So, oh my goodness, that's a good one. What a day. Wow, that's a good, very strong hook. What a day. Oh my goodness. I'm curious now. I want to read this. What a day. Why did the writer say what a day? The alarm clock didn't go off, so I got up late. Skipped my breakfast, then missed the bus, and I'm late for school. What should I do in this situation? Oh, that's a good one. I love it. So that's, yes, this is a paragraph with great voice. It shows that the writer really cares about that topic, right? She or he wrote about their day and how they feel about that topic, and then also included a question and also include a feeling, right? So you don't always have to include a feeling. No, it depends on the writing. But what I want to say is that instead of just writing fact after fact after fact, there's different ways to differentiate the mood of the topic and the writing. And also there are ways to help students build those skills. Okay, so use different punctuation marks. Have the student say, okay, I want you to use one sentence with an exclamation mark. I want you to use one sentence with a question mark. And that kind of creates that mood in the paragraph. All right? So the Tran Dong Tu Hang, very good. I love it. Fantastic. So I'm sure that you can share this later. And did you find this useful? I'm very curious. Yes? Did you find this useful? Everyone's busy writing their paragraph. Yes, useful. For sure. Yes. Very good. Yes, very useful. I've learned a lot. Sure. Okay, yeah. I hope that you will have taken away at least one learning moment from this session. So I find voice very useful because we often neglect this when teaching young learners. Right. Yes, and she actually makes a great point because sometimes when we're teaching young learners, what we often do is we teach them to read the passage, to read the reading, and then this is really important. But we don't help them think about the writing in terms of the reader. Okay, so how is my reader going to feel when talking, when writing? So we also want to help the students to think about the reader when they're writing something. It's just not fact after fact after fact. We want them to care about the topic that they are writing about. So thank you, Chi. Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah. So this is just something that I wanted to share. We talked about phonics, we talked about sentence writing and spelling, and then we talked about paragraph writing. So I hope that you found this useful and you can take it into your classroom and you'll be able to share it with your students. And I think we're about at the hour. So I'm just going to wrap it up here. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask your questions. We had a lot of teachers, lovely teachers turn up today. So thank you for attending on a Saturday morning. I know it's your weekend, but I'm really, really grateful that you were here. And I hope that I can see you next time. All right. So thank you, everyone. And I'm going to hand it over to Ms. Trang and Ms. Heen. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.